Hey guys, coming to the end of the GT40 3-bar project for Australia. We've got two different tops. We've got a 93 Cobra, or the Sprint version, and this is the Exploder version. Last time you saw them, we tested out of one of the center runners. Now we're going to test out of this outer runner and second to the last runner. Both on the actual head they're going to be flowing on. This is going to be cylinder 1. This is going to be runner number 1 with a pretty steep dog leg. We're going to compare this to our runner number 4, which is quite a bit straighter. We're going to try to get those as close as we can to each other. It is set up on the bench at our highest practical usable lift. Let's see, make sure I got this set right. Okay. Okay guys, this is the sheet for number 1. We can compare all of this to number 4, which was our master. So this was made to match the master. We can do that, and I think these are both just a tiny bit better than the other head, because I did make some changes because I wasn't thrilled about a couple of the airspeeds on the other head. I thought we could get a little bit more out of it, but I don't know if it actually shows up on the final flows. Take a look. All right, let's go over this quick. Right, almost exactly the same. Not bad. Close, very close, very close, very close, very close. Down a touch here. Down a touch. Up a touch. Down a touch. Down a touch. Down a touch. Down a touch. Okay. This is 900, and this is 900 and whatever we could squeeze out of it. Okay, so they're both topping out right around 235, 236. Not bad, pretty close. Okay. Had we do it 300, 186.2, which is about the best we've done, I think, and 185.4. On the other head, we didn't quite get there, but we were topping out around 233. But I wasn't thrilled about our pinch speeds, so I did do a little finagling on the pinch. There's a couple different things you can do on the pinch, right? You can change the area, you can change the texture, you can change the angle that it comes in on, things like that. So I did fiddle with that a little bit, and these are a little more reasonable than they were. Okay, so what we've got is the master, number 1, and number 6, which is the other head. We can compare them all, right? We got 186, 185.7, 183, down a touch. 600, 233, 234, 233. Real close. This one I didn't do the extra lifts, which I probably should have. But if we notice, these airspeeds are just a little bit faster here than these. And that, I don't think, hurt us. I think that helped us. Okay, we did the swirls bare head versus swirls bare head. They're different ports, so you would expect them to be a little bit different, but overall they're relatively close. This is a decent discrepancy here. 2000, 1350. Okay. And they both topping out with way more swirl than we'll ever need. Can we compare that to the other one? Yes. All right, let's check. Yeah, we got 1 on top, 4 here. Let's compare our roof speeds. Relatively close, good speeds. Exactly the same, almost as good. This one actually has a better speeds on the short side than this one. This one's a little fast. A little fast here and a little fast here. It is possible I wasn't able to get as much area in some place and that would cause that, but it flows almost identical, so we're not going to really worry about it. And we can compare it to 6, which wasn't quite as even on the roof, but we had good speeds on the short side. Okay? And it flows almost identical. Now I should include that I did do some different work to the intake bowl and the pinch, and even a little bit of work on the exhaust. I wasn't really thrilled with the exhaust numbers here, so I did do a little more rework on them, and you'll see on these two, our exhausts are topping out a little better. We're almost 200 with a pipe at practical lift we're probably going to be using. Here we go. We are actually 200. They're very close as far as from one port to the other port, and they're both going to work well. And we did better with our speeds. Remember, I wasn't thrilled about our speeds here, and we obviously got it a little better because the ports are working better. Now we did lose some speed in the center, but it's flowing better, so I'm going to take it as a win. Okay, side to side, pretty close, very close, not bad. These two are dead even, pretty close. Good speed in the center, good speed in the center. Not bad. This one's a little bit slower on the roof than this one, but they're both flowing almost identical. Okay, now is when we get really confusing. So we're going to take our number 1 and our number 4 master, and we're going to go through the exploder on both. Okay, the exploder's on the right side of this one. The exploder's on the left side of this one. We can compare. Let's take a look at the manifold itself, and you'll know which runner we're running out of. Okay, runner number 4 is running out of this one. Okay, runner number 1 is the end runner. So there's a little bit of difference how much time it has to travel through the plenum to get down to there. I'm sure there's a little more efficiency one way than the other. So let's compare what we got. Exploder to exploder. This one looks better here, and this is 4, which is our master. Exactly even. A little better here, 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 a little better here. This also has the straighter runner, so I would expect number 1 not to flow as well. 198, which is better than we did on the other one, as far as the other head. But these have had more work done to them since then. 193. It's going to be down a little bit. It's got more of a dog leg. Okay, 194, 194.6. We're cracking 200. 200 is really where I wanted to get this. But at a practical lift like 600, where we could actually accomplish, we're down 2 CFM. It's going to have to be that way. I can't find any other places to squeeze a few more CFM. This was, unfortunately, my ADHD, autism, OCD got the best of me on this. And I went through and tickled quite a bit of the lower, the uppers, and the heads. And I really need to get these shipped out. So, as far as this head, okay, this is the GT40, this is the Exploder. Wasn't doing quite as well. 90, 92. This one only beat it a couple CFM. Now this was on number 6. Let's see how much of a dog leg we got on the bottom on number. Okay, number 6 is one of them that I actually burned a hole through the side that needs to get welded still. My buddy that welds stuff for me hasn't been avoiding me. I may have to take it to work. We'll see. Owner of this project wasn't really thrilled with these numbers going through the uppers. He was a little more than upset, but in reality, if you took a similar head and put it through a Performer RPM and didn't touch it, I bet that's all they flow. Somewhere I was doing some research on the Cobra intake, and someone got like 435 horsepower out of it completely stock. So these should do better than that by far. We've got a lot more flow out of the lower than stock. Okay, let's take a look at the GT40 manifold through the runners on this side. Okay, so this is number 1, this is number 4, this is our 93 Cobra, this is our 93 Cobra. The manifolds are laid out the same way, so we're going through basically the same runners. So number 1 has more of a dog leg. We would expect that this would flow a touch less than this one, and we'll see if we're right. And 92.6, 92.8, up a little, up a little. This one's down a touch, up a touch, up a touch, up a touch, up 6. From 195 to 201, from 198, 204, 200, 204, 200, 205. This one maxes out right around 200, and this one's maxing out right around 206. All right, it's got the better port. We didn't really compare our swirls, but we've got good swirls on both of them, and it's amazing they're as close as they are considering how much different the lower comes in at an angle. Are we going to be able to... I'm looking at the wrong one here. Sorry, guys. If we look here, 600, 198, 3149, 204, 3107. Pretty darn close. You would think they would be close, but remember that lower is different, so it's going to be a little different. And how does that compare to the other manifold? Let's squeak this one in here. So here's our 93, maxing out around 194 with less swirl. That's kind of interesting, right? Okay, guys. Now, this is the one that only flowed 218 through the lower. That's why I wound up burning a hole through it. So these have to be welded and redesigned a little bit. And we'll be able to pick this one up, I'm sure of it. But we'll have to show you that this week. As of right now, one head is completely done. I do have to do the changes that I did to that head to the second head, which is 5, 6, 7, and 8, and then I will have to retest the runners that we ran on that head. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good night.